Good afternoon and welcome to the Pirate Preview. I'm Tate Adams, joined alongside my co-host Jake Helton. Every Friday, we'll talk with a member of the Pirate football team here at WPMQ to give you an inside look at what's going on with the team. This week, we welcome the Kendrick Charlestown Township Trustee Defensive Player of the Game, Jaydon Berkley. Last week, you were a difference maker in pass coverage with 2 interceptions as well as a fumble recovery. Talk about those moments and how you were able to read Creek's offense and put yourself into position to make those plays.
Oh, I knew when the quarterback just looked at me and kept tapping his helmet and having the wide receiver run his route, like audible his route. I knew what route he was going to run, and I knew he was going to try to test me.
Both sides of the ball thrived in the win over Creek last week. And as you said earlier, you had 2 interceptions as well as a fumble recovery. So do you expect this to be a defensive battle or an offensive shootout?
I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think both defensive teams are really talented.
Yeah, for sure. And like you mentioned, Jake, the Pirates picked up a big win last week in the season opener. How's that momentum carried into this week's practice as you prepare for Brownstown?
We were hype all week. We were ready. After we beat down Creek, we've just been prepared for this next win.
And Brownstown is historically one of the hardest places to play, and honestly, probably one of the hardest games on our schedule. And this could be a leading factor in determining who wins the conference. So as you go into this environment, how do you think it will affect the team's play? And have you talked about this in practice this week?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, but I think we'll all be prepared and ready for this.
Oh, and last week was a breakout game for you as a sophomore. Is there any other player that we should look out for this week, or do you think you're going to be the top dog again?
I think Cole Tincher's going to have a big game defensively. And offensively, I think Jake Ottersbach's going to have a big game.
Yeah, Cole definitely had a big game last year against Brownstown. He had 19 tackles, but overall, the whole secondary, I think, is going to be a big part of stopping Brownstown's sweeps and counter action that they like to run a lot.
And injuries is something that you can really never predict throughout the season. So we're going to take a look at Care First Rehab's Pirate Injury Report. The Pirates will be without the help of defensive lineman Quincy Gordon due to a foot injury. Nathan White underwent knee surgery, and Josh Andrews is banged up with both hands, or both a hand and an ankle injury, but we'll suit up and try to go. Tate over there has been under the weather all week, and we will see if he is back to 100%.
Yeah, and that's going to wrap things up for this week's Pirate Preview. Be sure to tune in to 99.3 FM again next week for the Pirate Preview ahead of the Charlestown matchup against Clarksville. Also, follow us on Twitter for score updates and more at WPMQ-993 or the Pirate Football Twitter at Raves_the_flags. Go Pirates!